You watched it happen again this week. You watched that one coworker talk more than they work, delegate more than they need to, give praise even though they don't put in the work. The one that always leaves at 5 p.m. and while you are still fixing the mistakes. Maybe even the one who got that promotion that you were banking on. And you are sitting here asking yourself, why doesn't the boss see that I am the one who's carrying this team? Here's the brutal truth. They don't see it because you are hiding it. You believe the lie that the work speaks for itself. You believe that silence is professional and the work that you do is its own marketing department. You are wrong. In the corporate battlefield, the work does not speak. You do. And right now, your silence is being interpreted as satisfaction. You are not being overlooked. You are actively camouflaging your own value. Today, we are dismantling the single most dangerous mindset for high performers, the myth of the silent professional. Let me start by saying that I am in the Marine Corps. And in the Marine Corps, we value the quiet professional, the one who executes the mission without fanfare. But in the civilian workforce, like many of you are right now, the quiet professional is the first casualty. You are suffering from a tactical error called frictionless execution because you are competent. You make the difficulty or the difficult task look easy because you are reliable. You make the chaotic look organized. And because you make it look easy, leadership assumes it is easy. You are solving problems before your manager even knows they exist. You think this what makes you a hero. In reality, it will make you invisible. Today, we are going to change your rules of engagement. We are going to stop waiting and be discovered. We're going to start manufacturing visibility. We're going to turn your silent utility into a recognized asset. Let's analyze the enemy, not the person, but the tactic. We all know the loud and competent. This is the person who spends 10% of their energy doing the work and 9% of their energy broadcasting it. When they send an email, everyone is copied. When they encounter a minor speed bump, they call a meeting. When they solve a problem that they likely created, they demand a parade. You despise this behavior. You view it as arrogant, political, and shallow because you have integrity. You recoil from it. You retreat further into your work thinking that I was not stoop to that level and do something like that. My results will outshine their noise. But I want you to take a step back and look at the battlefield from your commander's perspective or your boss's perspective. Your boss is overwhelmed. They are dealing with their own fires, their own budget cuts, and their own incompetence issues. They didn't have the bandwidth to investigate who is actually doing the work. They only had the bandwidth to process what's placed directly in front of their face. The loud and competent is constantly placing this data in front of your boss. I fixed this. I handled this. Here's the status. To the distracted manager, this looks like activity. This looks like leadership. Meanwhile, you are in the trenches, silently executing. You are simply a ghost. And in business, ghosts do not get raises. Ghosts do not get promotions. Ghosts get exercised when budget cuts come around because nobody actually knows what they do. You're losing a propaganda war because you refuse to fill an army. You pride yourself on being low maintenance. You wear it like a badge of honor. You think the boss loves me because I never bother them. Correction. The boss ignores you because you never bother them. There's a concept called the squeaky wheel effect, but let's look at it tactically. Management focus resources on friction points. When you are low maintenance, you are frictionless. You are signaling that you have excess capacity. You are signaling that you are content. By absorbing all of the stress, by shielding your manager from the chaos of daily operations, you are depriving them of situational awareness. They don't know the project is understaffed because you stayed until 9 p.m. to fix it. They don't know the software is broken because you built a manual workaround. You're subsidizing the company's inefficiency with your personal time, and you are hiding the receipt. This is why the low maintenance employee is always the easiest to exploit. When a new urgent project comes down, who gets it? The loud incompetent? No. They will complain. They will argue. They will negotiate. They will cause friction. So it goes to you because you are the path of least resistance. You have trained your leadership to dump the load on you because you can simply absorb it without a sound. You have made yourself the pack mule of the department. And pack mules never get promoted to racehorses. So, how do we fix this without becoming the arrogant jerk that you hate? How do you increase visibility without compromising your integrity? We use a mandatory tool, the SitRep, or the situational report. You need to shift your mindset from bragging to reporting. Introverts hate bragging. It feels gross to say, look how good I am. But reporting is neutral. Reporting is duty. Your boss cannot make a good decision without accurate intelligence. By staying silent about your workload, you're denying your commander the intelligence that they need. Here's the tactic. Stop fixing things in the dark and turn on the light. When you solve a crisis, do not just solve it and move on. Send the SitRep. Problem X occurred. Immediate action Y was taken. Resolution Z achieved. Recommendation for the future, upgrade the server or blah, 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 blah. Whatever you want to put in there. This is not bragging. This is professional documentation. You are establishing a paper trail of your competence. You're training your boss to associate your name with problem solved. When you are carrying a heavy workload, do not just suffer in silence. Articulate the trade-offs. Boss, I can take on a new initiative, but it will require shifting resources from the Alpha project to the Bravo project or whatever project you're currently working on now. Which one is a priority for this quarter? This forces them to see the weight that you are carrying and forces them to acknowledge the logistics of your labor. You're no longer complaining, you're consulting. You are forcing them to respect your capacity. You have to understand that perception is reality in a hierarchy. If you are doing $100,000 worth of work, but your visibility is only $50,000, you'll be paid $50,000. The market does not pay for value, it pays for perceived value. You're waiting for the annual review to review your work. That is a tactical failure. A review is just a summary of what the boss remembers from the last 3 weeks. You need to be influencing that memory every single day. Every email is a marketing flyer. Every meeting is a press conference. If you are in a meeting and you don't speak, you weren't there. If you solve a problem and you don't document it, it didn't happen. Stop hoping they will notice. They won't. They're too busy watching the loud guy. You have to take control of the narrative. It's time to kill the silent professional. The silent professional is a mother, and the mother dies. Be the tactical professional, the one who executes relentlessly, but ensures the command knows exactly who secured the victory. Your competence is a weapon. Stop pointing it at your own foot. If you're tired of being invisible, the invisible backbone of your company, subscribe to this channel. We're going to turn your competence into leverage. And maybe you'll like the next video as well.